Okay, I think maybe we can start. So, our good. Here we have two people watching. I think one of them is actually my web browser, but whatever. So yeah, welcome everyone. Today, as I promised, we're gonna stream a bit. I decided to do a bit of leetcode because last time I was preparing to Microsoft and Amazon interview 3 years ago, and this was the last time I was doing any interview problems at all. So approximately 3 years ago I sold, I don't know, let's see how many did I sold. How to do it? Problems. So yeah, I think 3 years ago I sold around like 140, something like this, 150 maybe, as a part of interview preparation. And then I tried to go and pass interview at Amazon. I failed, and I got interview at Microsoft, and here we are at Microsoft Office, Sunday evening, 9:30 Prague time. There is tea, there is leetcode, and yeah. I think in today's stream we're gonna solve all this block. So array string patterns, kind of patterns. And yeah, so while we will be solving these questions, we're gonna go through thinking process, maybe check some solutions, and yeah, let's see how it goes, how you would like it. So let's start. And our first problem is merge strings alternately. I actually posted, I think, first of two problems already in shorts in YouTube, so this is gonna be easy. Also, one thing that since I a bit of enjoyer of Vim motions right now, we're gonna do it in Vim. Oh, sorry, not in Vim, in VS Code, but with this beautiful Vim extension, because we can do it. So yeah, first problem. And this is how I want it to be. So first problem is match strings alternately, that we are given two words and we actually want to match them character by character, and whatever left we just put it in the end. So in this case, or yeah, in this case we merge A, P, B, Q, and RS we just leave as the rest. Pretty much simple problem, easy to do. So how we're gonna approach it? Actually, we can just iterate over the smaller of these two and then add everything in the end. So yeah, let's do it. So here we have, let's say, no, actually I don't think, not by small, yeah, we are choosing the longest one, and whenever we are in bound of this string, so we don't have out of range index exception or whatever it is, we are adding the characters. So let's define the length, which should be the mass word1 length. And here we have the check if actually this index is in bound of word1, because word1 is the first thing we want to check. So basically, if I is less than word1 length, which means we can add the word, right? In this case, let's define the result. No, actually, yeah, let's do it with strings, but strings is not actually optimal because since in JS strings are immutable, it means that each concatenating will produce new string, which is like not good approach. That's why we'll change it later. So word1 and also let's try to add the character from the word2. Also we will check if it is inbound, and if so we just add the particular character word2 I just return res. Actually this should be, oh shit, oh yeah, what a great time to not responding Google Chrome. Thank you very much. So yeah, it should be enough actually. Let's check. Yes, of course. It is easy for a reason, right? But let's do a bit better, because yeah, as I told you, each time we are doing this concatenation here, it produces new string, which means we will produce number of strings which is equal to bigger of these two words, which is like basically not good at all. So what we can do, we can define the array and then just push a character instead of string. I can just push. Actually, we can do even better. We can initialize array straight away with this biggest length, right? And then just, no, actually we cannot. We cannot because the resulting array will be bigger than maximum length of two words. Actually, it will be sum of both of them, and we would need to then maintain index. So we don't want to do it. So let's just push it like this. Push, boom, and in the end we want to join. Yeah, I think this will make a string. Now I'll show you one of the answers why I'm using JS, because I can do like this straight away in the leetcode tab, and I don't need to do anything else to test my code and to see whether something works or not. Yeah, however, my main is .NET actually. Whatever. So yeah, this should work. Yeah, now only 2 people are watching still on YouTube. Yeah, I don't know actually. Let's see how it goes later. Yeah, it works, and then just let's submit. Yeah, now it's better. We don't create that many strings, or also we can use string builder in this case, but JS doesn't have it. Anyway, let's go to the next one. Next problem. Okay. Yeah, greatest common divisor of strings. This one is actually very interesting, and a lot of people voted to be a medium problem instead of easy. This is interesting thing. Let's go. So we have string s and t, and we say t divides s if we can make s out of concatenating t multiple times. Yes, and given two strings, return the largest string x. such as x divides both string 1 and string 2. So basically, yes, we already have kind of hint how to do it and how would be the naive brute force approach. We just do this, and since we want the greatest one, we will start with the greatest possible candidate. So let's consider these two. The greatest possible candidate would be ABC, because the greatest possible candidate of smaller of these is actually the one we should start with, because the greatest common divisor of ABC, just divisor of ABC, is ABC, and the greatest divisor of ABC, like if we don't look at this, would be ABC. So we are starting with the smaller of the strings, and then we are doing next largest prefix, which will be AB, and in the end it will be A, and we are trying to apply this formula and see if it can add up to both of these strings. This would be the first approach. The second approach would require us a bit math in this case, but we will consider it later. It is a bit hard and I didn't come up with it, so it's okay if you didn't as well, I think. Yeah, let's just put it. So what we want to start with, first of all, let's implement the function that can decide and prove that some substring t is a divisor of string s. So I'm doing inline function because actually in leetcode sometimes if you define function outside of the boundary of this function, so here, it will get like some crazy errors that you don't want to, so you're doing it here usually. So is divisible, and we can do like this. So this would be our full string that we're gonna check, and this is gonna be our substring, which is t in this formula or whatever. So how we can actually say that substring divides full string in this sense? We can basically, okay, we have some people in the chat even. I'm very surprised, to be honest, that somebody at all wrote, but hey, I don't know where to see, but I see in Restream chat, I see that somebody said me hi, so hi, hello, whoever you are. Enjoy the stream. Dimitrios. Okay, I would assume, okay, I would not assume anything. Cool, let's go. So we can just apply formula. Basically, we can concatenate substring to itself until it becomes full string, or until it becomes larger than full string, in terms that length becomes larger than full string's length. In this case, we for sure can say that we will not reach common divisor of this string, because it should be equal or less. Like ABCD cannot be divisor of ABC. And same like works with numbers. If you have 6, anything that higher than 6 cannot be divisor of 6. This is must thing. So what we're gonna do, so we're gonna define them some, I don't know, string to check, which gonna be substring, and then we will be checking while string to check length less or equal to our full string. We're gonna check if this string to check is equal to full string. Yes, if it is, it means that in the end it added up to full string and we can return true. Otherwise, we just concatenate in string to check by substring, and we will try again. And eventually, at some point, string to check will become bigger than full string, and we will return false here. Return false, exactly. Yes, and this is good. Now we have some divided decoupled string that can check is our string divisible or not. And basically now the main algo that we are trying, the one of these string, the smaller one, we are trying each prefix from the largest to the smallest. So this will be ABC first, AB next, and A next. In this case, it will be ABAB, then ABA, then AB, then A. Because we know we need the largest. And we will be trying each of these prefixes with string 2 and string 1 and check if this is divisible or not. This is the basically naive approach, brute force. So basically, let's start. That can maybe no candidate. Since we need the smaller of these two, what we can do is basically create the. Okay, let's define lengths. Mass min string length, string 2 lengths. So this will give us the minimum of the two lengths, and we're gonna iterate over them. Len minus I know maybe you want to have prefix, right? This is gonna be prefix length. Let's name it prefix length equal length. More than 0, prefix, and minus. Candidate. So our candidate would be, and actually this is the interesting part, that basically if we know that these two strings, they have common divisor, we don't really care which prefix of which string we should use, because prefix of length 3 of string ABC would be the same in both cases if they have common divisor, and the same in these cases. So it doesn't matter prefix of string 1 or prefix of string 2 we are taking. In this strange example, it means, because prefix of Lee will never be the prefix of code. But then it is the worst case kind of scenario when we would check every possible prefix and we will come up with the answer that neither of these prefixes can be a common divisor of the strings, and we just return false. So basically, let's say we are picking string 1, it does not matter in this case, because if they have common divisor, this candidate will be equal no matter what we pick up, string 1 or string 2. I'm taking some notifications in Gmail, I'm just wondering. Okay, somebody actually subscribed. This is interesting. Thank you for subscription 7 minutes ago. Thank you. Let's do this. So how to do a substring in the JS. Basically, we have a method called slice. Slice receives first inclusive index from which it starts substringing, and next one is the length. So in our case, this is prefix length. bracket. Let me change this floppy hop track. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Now good. Now all good. Yeah, so in first iteration, the candidate would be basically the string one itself, because we are starting from 0 index and we are doing it up until the original length, which will be the length of this word. If this is the smallest, if this is the smallest. If this is not, then yeah, it will not be full word. And then what we should do is GCD is greatest common divisor. And here we should basically check this candidate with both of the strings. So we're calling divisible, full string, string 1, and candidate. And also it should be also divisible for string 2. And basically, if is GCD, we return this candidate, because output should be the exact common divisor. And if for all prefixes we didn't find one, we return empty string. And that's basically it. Let me double check it once more. Oh shit. Let me double check it once more. So it's divisible. Check. Oh yes, this is common error. We would, yeah, if I missed this one, we would be debugging for a couple of minutes, but this is the common problem with JS. Yeah, we should put it length. Yeah, unfortunately not compile time. Whatever. Yeah, now it should be good. Now it should be good. Right. Let's try. Oh shit. We have 10 people watching us. Oh no, 7 actually. Interesting. I think this is the peak of what I had during my whole history. This is strange, but thank you. I would appreciate sharing with friends. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. 3 test cases passed. Let's submit. Yeah. But we can have some improvements, of course, and there is another solution which is much more much better in some sense. So yeah, what is the complexity? For sure the interviewer would ask you, like, yeah, okay, if we are talking about some tutorial about how to pass interviews with this algorithms interview kind of lead code questions, first of all you should not start writing code. For sure you should explore like what possible solutions with which complexities, and then you should ask like one of the solutions that you proposed, you know, its complexity, and you should ask interviewer like, should I go with implementing this one, or should we go straight to the more optimized solution? I'm not sure what do you want from me, and stuff like that. So this is the kind of naive approach which you most probably first come up with, and we can basically analyze it in terms of the time and space complexity. So time wise, we see that we are taking the minimum length of 2 strings and we're iterating over it. So these iterations means that we already have the minimum of these 2 in our big O. Then is divisible is basically, in worst case, it will be full string length. Why? because if we have example of full string being let's say a lot of a's, and then substring would be a. So in this case we would be concatenating a this amount of time. So the length of a will be actually the number of iterations here. So it would give us another n, but since m and n can be very different numbers, the complexity here, so we have one iteration and then two sub iterations. So let's basically say that string 1 it's n and string 2 is m. So in this case, for time complexity, we will have so we are iterating over over smaller of them, so we can put min mn. This is already the first for loop, and then times, because in each of the iteration we are calling twice, this is divisible. So since we are calling it twice, we are putting 2 here, and this one can be the is divisible, gives us complexity of the length of full string, pretty much, which is in our case maximum of 2 of them. So we kind of can do maximum of m and n, right? Yeah, also, like, let's omit that string comparison is actually also this m, because yeah, then it will be a bit complicated. Let's omit these basic stuffs. Also, let's omit the space complexity, for example, of concatenating the strings, because it all can be optimized for sure. For example, instead of checking the strings, we kind of can check their hashes or something like this. It depends. It all depends, but let's omit this for simplicity, and with omitting this we have this complexity. Basically, which means, like, overall, since this is minimum and this is maximum, we can kind of say that it is m times n. Why? First of all, constants we always remove, we don't care about them. And maximum, minimum, I'm not sure. Let's actually even say editorial, this one has it. So this is our brute force. And they claim that it is, yeah, kinda. But why m plus n? I'm not sure why it's m plus n. Yeah, because in worst case we might. Okay, anyway, I think it's not, but maybe I'm wrong. So yeah, we can put it m plus n, which is like not a big difference, to be honest. And regarding the space complexity, in this case we don't actually do anything extra in terms of space. So yeah, we can kind of state that creating the new strings here, and like, for example, this concatenation would give us additional string, right? And additional string is also space, as well as this candidate. So we can kind of can state that these lengths are our space, but actually, technically, every iteration it would be only one single. Here it can be the minimum of them two, and here it will be the maximum of them two. So I kind of can omit this and actually state it is all one, but if we want to analyze it a bit deeply, we can go further. But this is not over. This is not over because we can have some optimization. Oh, sorry. Okay, we have some actually. Then this is very bad. Oh shit, this is bad. Shit, I'm sorry. I didn't stream for a very long time. What is happening? Okay, I see everything is freezed as fuck. I see it on YouTube actually. Bullshit. I don't know why it is happening. I'm right now at Microsoft's Office network, so I'm not I'm not actually sure what happens. Maybe my laptop is not that good for streaming such things. It can be, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's freezing. It seems like freezing as fuck. Oh my god. Okay, I will be just hoping that it's better right now. So yeah, Vim in VS is nasty. Yeah, it's very good. It's very good actually. I'm using it, but sometimes I'm using it also in Rider, Visual Studio, but sometimes when you need to do a lot of this copy paste, like copy paste here, Alt tab or Control tab somewhere and paste it there. So this bunch of copy and paste tasks, it's better for me to do without Vim. So VS Code, why I like it, that you can go here, disable it, and it will be disabling and you don't need to restart it. And this is the best shit ever that people created, because for Rider, I think, and for Visual Studio, whenever you add the extension for the Vim motions, whenever you want to disable it, you need to actually restart the IDE. And actually, in my case, the project that I'm running usually, especially my Microsoft project, is heavy as fuck. So basically, I need to restart it and wait like 2-3 minutes to make it indexed, right? So yeah, that's bad shit. Thank you for subs and thank you for letting me know that you got freezes. This is very cool. This is very cool, guys. So let's continue with our thing. One of the improvements we can actually do is whenever we are doing these prefix things, we actually don't need to check all the prefixes because this is kind of comes from the mass knowledge, right? But when we have, for example, ABC, which is length of 3, right? And we, let's say, want to try AB here, we can for sure say that AB is not divisor of string ABC. Why? Because concatenating of AB would end up in AB, which is length 4, which we for sure know like it will not work. So basically what we're gonna do, we're gonna check that length of our prefix is actually doesn't have reminder. So we can basically check it in is divisible straight away. I think here if full string length mod of substring not equal to 0, which means it during the division it has a reminder, and this reminder is actually this result. So if we have a reminder, we can for sure say that yeah, it is not divisible. Same as we can say that, for example, again while love.js, because you can go here and try it in the same page in the top. So if you have, for example, lengths of 6 ABC ABC, and you say that yeah, your prefix is 4, so 4, it has reminder 2, and you for sure know that 4 is not divisor of 6. 3 can be, 2 can be, 1 can be, but 4, 5, 7, blah blah blah, it will not, it won't be. So this is one of the optimizations. We are throwing out a lot of unnecessary concatenations. Let's run it again. Oh shit, how come? Ah yeah, I'm sorry. Oh guys, it's yes, now it works good. Good, but now let's go and do advanced solution. So let's remove everything. Oh yeah, let's no. Yeah, complexity I think we analyzed already. Complexity is space-wise it's constant, I would say, without this extra bullshit that we actually don't care about. And time-wise it's minimum of both of them times m plus n. So yeah, which is kind of good, but I think this question has follow-up. No, it doesn't, right? I thought it does. Anyway, so the next way how I can do it, let's actually go to Excalidraw and draw a bit. How I can do it better, how we can do it in with less time complexity and better space. But okay, space kind of constant, we don't care. So if we go to Excalidraw and yeah, let's draw this thing out. So let's say we have this one, and we have A, B, C, A, B, C, and A, B, C. Exactly, and we also have this one. Yeah, let's say we have these strings ABC, ABC, and ABC, ABC, ABC. We for sure know that the common divisor for them is ABC, right? But actually, next thing how we can check whether this divisor exists at all for these two strings, like how we can do it, how we actually can do it. And this comes also with mass rule that changing of the, I don't actually remember how it's named, bad English, I'm sorry guys, let me ask ChatGPT. Multiplier, okay, or factor, good. So yeah, it basically comes from the mass about common multipliers, that we can actually change the multipliers order, which means 3 times 5 is the same as 5 times 3, right? And the same actually should work with these strings. So let's name our product as a concatenation. So concatenating these two should actually produce the same result as concatenating these two. And it will. It will, if we just check, it will be just 5 ABC. Right. And this is actually the way how we can check that common divisor exists for these strings, because in the end, this changing of order should give us the same strings, right? So what we can do in the beginning, so we can say that actually string 1 times if string 1 plus string 2 equals string 2 plus string 1, then it has common divisor, because if these are not equal, we for sure can say that it doesn't have. And it can be proved kind of mathematically with the same rule that changing of order of factors does not change the product. So with this one, let's put it like this. Return false, we for sure can say straight away. And now, how I can say what is the greatest common divisor still? Because let's say in this case, in this case it should be ABC, as we already concluded. ABC can't be, because concatenating this thing would give us 4 ABCs, which is not equal to ABC. How to know it? Now, since we know that the common divisor exists, we can just use the Euclidean algorithm straight away over the lengths of two strings, because if we know it exists, math can give us answer what is the greatest one. It will be the greatest one. So for this we can use this algorithm. I don't know whether I pronounced it correctly or not. Let's see. I think the best visual part of this algo is coming from Wikipedia. Yes, this one based. So look at this, we are just dividing one number of another until we reach the point when we don't have reminder. This is exactly what we're gonna implement. So function GCD of num1, num2. Let's maintain the rule that num1 should be always bigger than num2. So if num1 is actually less than num2, we're calling this like that. And now the algorithm itself. So how it works, you can double check it, but basically we are trying to do a division each time, and if we don't have reminder, the smaller of the two numbers is basically our common divisor. Exactly this. Oh, I think I'm freezing again. Fucking bullshit. Oh my god. Fucking bullshit. Okay, yeah, let me this is very bad. This is very bad. Okay, I hope there are no freezes anymore. It seems like. Yeah, I'm sorry, I will solve this shit somehow later. So yeah, Euclidean algorithm. So in this case, we are trying to get a reminder, which is num1 mod num2. If reminder is 0, it means the smaller of these numbers is actually the common divisor, the greatest one. So we just return num2. If not, we are now checking the smaller one with the reminder. So we return in GCD with num2 and this reminder. This is exactly stated in this algorithm. So this is our num1. The height and the width is our num2. And this is exactly visible that we tried num1 reminder num2, we got some reminder, then we are working with this reminder and num2, and until we got 0 reminder, which we eventually will get because of the mass. We will get it. Well, yeah, and now what we can do, we get let lengths GCD lengths as GCD string1 lengths string2 lengths, and then we just return and here we actually need to do we care which string to return? No, GCD, no, we don't. Yeah, we don't care. So any of these strings should work. Let's try this. Okay, there is question, I think. How can I get a summer intern this year? Actually, to be honest, I don't know. I think there were 2 summers already that I've been working here, or 3. I think 3, yes, 3 summers. Each summer I saw that teams are getting the interns, because each summer I see like new people. And then we also, I think, have the presentation in the end of the work of the interns. Actually, for one, for one of the interns, I was a mentor, kind of. Daniel, if you see this, hey. So regarding how to do it, I think there should be some official process you should apply somewhere, and then I suppose you would have some interview, maybe even. I can double check, reach to me somewhere in YouTube or like Telegram, I don't know. I will ask previous interns how did they do it, and yeah, basically this is the way. Yeah, and actually if you want to go to FANC and you're studying right now, the best way you can do is actually to apply for internship. And actually in our team right now we have one intern that passed the internship and applied for part-time because he's still studying and he's partially studying and working. When he finishes the uni, he will like go to full-time. Yeah, this is okay. This doesn't work. Actually. Yeah. Sorry. We shouldn't return boolean. We should return the strings. Good. But fucking freezes, oh my god. Yes. Oh, sorry, it freezes again. No, it seems like freezes. Fucking bullshit, oh my god. This is so bad. This is so bad, actually. I hate right now. I don't know who causes this freezes. Is it my laptop not good enough? But I can see that like CPU and memory is 30% right now. Is it like Restream doing something? Is it like my OBS network? I don't understand this. I will solve it, I promise. So yeah, this is the kind of second solution. And this solution is very efficient because, yeah, concatenation of two strings, we kind of agreed to not take care about them and to not consider them, but actually concatenation would be like complexity of n plus n. So this summed up lengths of these two strings, and then GCD. So Euclidean algorithm complexity is actually logarithm, I think, of the biggest of two numbers. The worst case of this algo is when we have Fibonacci numbers, and like actually the proof comes that the number of steps of this algorithm is actually the index of Fibonacci sequence, and through this it is proved. So actually to prove it, it will be a bit hard, and it's not definitely for easy question. And this is the interesting part, that in editorial part or section, GCD time complexity, yeah, it's m plus n. Yeah, it's logarithm m times n. Okay, but it's binary Euclidean algorithm. We didn't implement this. We implemented the regular one. And vote for medium questions, for sure. Okay. Dimitros, interesting. Okay. I don't know. Maybe this is the problem with the Prague network, but I don't know. What is my internet speed? What the fuck is this? Okay, let's run it. I'm very bad in understanding is it good or bad, but at least I would capture the result on the stream, so some other like people that understand this metric can say me is it good or bad. But I think these are good metrics actually, from what I know. So I don't know. Anyway, it took a lot of time for this problem. Let's move, because it's already, we're streaming like 15 minutes. Oh, Katja, thank you. Let's see on the replay later on. So, kids with the greatest number of candies. Also easy problem. So we have n kids with candies, given integer array candies, where each candies on the index I represents number of candies of its kid has. And we have extra candies denoting the number. Actually, I read it before. So the problem is that this array represents how many candies kid at the index I has. So in this array, 0's kid has 2 candies, kid at index 1 has 3 candies, and so on. The task is to understand and basically give the answer for every kid, whether this kid would be the kid with the biggest number of candies if we give him these 3 extra candies in this case. So basically, if we go and try to give each kid these 3 candies and capture the maximum number, this is how we kind of understand this. So without extra candies, which kid has the most number of candies? This is this kid, because 5 is the largest number in the array, right? But if we give this kid these 3 extra candies, kid at index 1 we would have 6 candies, and he will be the kid that would have the biggest and the greatest number of candies. So yeah, this is basically how we're gonna solve it. First, we find the maximum number of candies that some specific or multiple kids have, and then we're gonna go through the array and add each of the kid these extra candies and check whether the number that we get is larger than the maximum that we calculated before. This is how we're gonna do it, and let's basically implement it. What about Twitch? Twitch is dead basically. On the Twitch I have like really only one watching client, and this client most probably is my browser. So for me Twitch sucks. Good. So let me paste the solution here. Good. Let's go. So first we should find the maximum number of candies that any of the kids has. So let's define the max. Let's set it 0 and iterate over the kids. After this iteration, the maximum value would be the maximum number of candies that some of the kids have in this array. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna iterate over it again. And now, oh yeah, actually the output should be in array, so we should provide the answer whether with extra candies this kid would have the biggest number of candy or not for every kid. So let's define the result. We can straight away initialize it. And now, yeah, yeah, we will decide whether the kid at index I has biggest by this expression. So by default it's false, but if or actually a bit of simplifying this one can be this. Yeah, so iterating one more time, and if the specific kid's number of candies plus extra candies is bigger than our max, we are putting it to true. It will be like true, otherwise it will be false. Let's check whether this algo would work. Okay, so Katya is asking how long have you been working at Microsoft, on which project? Basically, first I got offered for 2 Dynamics project, I'm not sure I'm allowed to say it actually in public, but yeah, my project was Dynamics D365. You can Google, and then I switched my projects to M365, which is this Office 365. Now I'm working on the team that is responsible for presence. So basically, if you are working at some company and you're using Teams, for example, or this Microsoft Pack, this green button that tells that you're online is actually, yeah, I'm responsible. I'm in the team that is responsible for this button, kind of. Good. Okay, we have a wrong answer. And this one, why? And again, array where each candies represents our candies integer denoted number of extra candies we have. Return boolean. Okay, maybe this is what they want. Okay, so 2 plus 3 would be 5, but 5 is already the greatest number. Yeah, okay, makes sense. So it should not be bigger than max, but it can be bigger or equal, because maximum is already maximum. Okay, kinda solved. Let's move to the next one. Oh, would you recommend working at Funks? Tell me please about plus and minus. So yeah, it depends. My goal would be to have this checkbox in my resume that worked on some big corpo. So for you it depends. Just one thing, if you think that people at big corpo make a lot of money, I would say it's not true. They make average money. Other than that, it all depends on the project. It very depends on the project, because first project I got was shitty, then I changed the projects and it was better, and so on and so on. So yeah, basically this would be my answer. As any big company, actually it all depends on the project. You might get the bad project and bad team. You might get the best project and the best team, and it will be in scope of the same company with same rules, same cultures and stuff like this. So it depends. But yeah, for me it was kind of my, how it's called, gestalt that I closed, and now I'm just in good project that I enjoy. So that's how. Next problem, can place flowers. So I have a long flower bed in which some of the plots are planted and some are not. And flowers cannot be planted in adjacent plots. So basically we have some array of numbers, and we should ensure that whenever we put 1, there should be 0 the next index and 0 the previous index. We cannot put 2 ones next to each other, so we cannot put 1 and 1. We can put 1 0 1 0, and yeah, basically this is the rule, the invariant that should be maintained in this array. And what we should do, we should be trying to add as many as possible flowers here. So we should be trying to put as many as possible ones in this array, maintaining this invariant. And in the end, we should say that number n can be put in this array. So n number of ones can be put into this array. How are we gonna implement it? Pretty easy. We would be just going one by one and checking if the car one is 0. If it's 0, we are checking the adjacent ones. If they are also zeros, we can put 1. We are putting it and move to the next one. Pretty easy. So we are starting with 0. Why we are starting from 0? Because if this array starts with 0 in the beginning, so if we have 0, 0, 0, then first one we should be able to put. However, we don't know what is coming before, but since nothing is coming before, we kind of assume that here we don't have the plot and we can put it. So now let's do it. So we are checking if let's just do it in a right way. So can left, in the sense that this variable would tells us whether like to the left we don't have pot with the flower, and if index is bigger than 0, we are just checking -1. So we need this check because when I is 0, I -1 would give us -1, and -1 index does not exist in arrays in JS. So we can assume that there is no flower, and we can put to the left, and same we are doing for the right. So here, if invariant to the left and invariant to the right are both correct, we are allowed to put the flower on the I index, and we are putting it. And well, what, like, why do we need result? I missed it somehow. No, we don't need a result. And we just, after putting it, we just decrease n. And what should be returned if n is equals to 0. So it means we were able to put all n's into the flower bed. So basically, yes, and we are doing it only if can left and can right. Exactly. Let's check what should be working as expected, I hope. Yeah, Twitch is dead still. Wrong answer. Wrong answer. Ah, shit. How come? Ah, yeah, because because n can be less. I'm sorry. So if there are like one flower in the n, and we should answer whether we can put this number of flowers here, actually there might be more spots, and we would decrease n below 0. So I think, okay, another way of doing it is less than or equal to 0. I think it should work also. Yeah. No. But this is interesting. Okay, now it's interesting. Count equals to 0, and let's check. Every time we can put the flower into flower bed, we're increasing count. And what was asked? Return true if any flowers can be planted. Okay, so basically yes, if count more or equal to n. Let me double check. So if I bigger than 0, yeah, actually if on the left we don't have any item, so it's 0 index, we should be able, like the invariant maintains, because in this array, yeah, we have first number is 1, and yeah, if we have it, it means that 1 on the first index, on the 0th index, can be maintained. Yes, so it should be true. Can I come to you for mentorship, but I don't work at Microsoft? Well, I'm sorry. About mentorship, we are not deciding this actually. If we got some interns and we got it to our team, then yes, it can be decided that I can be the mentor of somebody, but it's not necessarily the true. Usually my manager just comes to you and yeah, you can be manager if you want, you can, oh, it's not a manager, you can be a mentor if you want, you can take it. Oh yeah, actually let's check what went wrong here, because somehow it does not pass. Jazz. This is jazz, guys. I think now it should. Okay, this is interesting. Have one. Okay, y does not pass. If I is more than 0, okay, this is very interesting. Let's see. Let's see why, because it shouldn't have happened. I have 3. Shit, what yeah, very bad mistake. So actually for the cases when we flower bat I equals 1, if there is already flower, for sure we cannot put more flowers. Shit, what did I do? Yes. Yes, yeah, exactly. This is the problem. This is the problem. I should pass. What? How come output false? Okay, interesting. Okay, very interesting. It should actually, but I don't understand why. If I is more, or I equals to 0, it should be true, otherwise equals. Okay. This is very like strange. This is very strange. Okay, hello, riding away. Good evening. What languages do you mostly use at Microsoft? So usually it's apparently C# and .NET, of course. Well, because you know, C# and .NET, especially on the backend side. Sometimes it's a bit legacy, but yeah, .NET and C# mostly. But the client teams usually use, I think, TypeScript and JavaScript. So yes. What the fuck is this? I don't understand. It should work. It just literally should work. Okay, interesting. This is very interesting, okay. Oh my god. I love jazz. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is very stupid. Yeah. Yeah, no, it should go. This is very stupid. This is very, very stupid. Yeah, I'm sorry. So this is it. The complexity is actually, time complexity is n, where n is the length of flower bed, because we're iterating over every single item in it. And space-wise, it's a constant because we are reusing the input, because we are modifying the input. So that's it. Reverse vowels in the string. Good. So this is the another easy question. So we are given some string and we should go through it, and vowels that we are encountering, so I, E, E, A, should be reversed and put on the vowels place but reversed. So in this case, the last vowel becomes first vowel, the one before the last becomes the one after the first, and stuff like this. So how are we gonna do it? Actually, we can iterate over array, collect all the vowels in the same order, and then basically iterate over array again and put the vowels from the end of the array and replacing it basically in the original string. So let's just implement it. Okay, interesting. We have 3 viewers in. Ah, yeah, that's how. I don't even know how to block people in the streaming platform, so I'm not sure. I would just ignore this, like cheap viewers, blah blah blah. I will just literally ignore it. Good. So let's implement the solution. So first, how we're gonna check whether the word is vowel or not? We want to do it as quickly as possible in JS. I don't really remember whether there is any specific method for this, so we will just put it into the hash set. So checking whether it is vowel or not will take us only constant time. New set, I think, yes. The problem is that they want both uppercase and lowercase. So yeah, you would need to put them all. And I think I put all. And now let now we are initializing our array where we would accumulate all the vowels that we encounter in the order. And also, since we cannot replace characters in string in JavaScript because string is immutable, we're gonna do it over character array, which can be done like this: chars as easy join or split. It's split, I think. Also, while I allow JS, because we can do this exactly. So now for each character we're gonna check is it vowel. So if if vowels doesn't have a particular character, we just skipping it. If it actually the vowel, so if the character under I is vowel, we are just adding it to our array. Pushing this character, and then after it, this array would have all the characters in order. We would move again over them, iterate, equals 0, I less than equals share strings, plus. And now what we want to do is to put on the vowel place the vowel from our array reversed. So basically how it would look like is we are putting here, we are still checking this check. We only want to do it for vowels, right? So if particular character is not vowel, we just skipping it. If it is vowel, we would replace it with the vowel that should be reversed. So like we are iterating from the start to the end, but vowels from R vowels, we are iterating actually from the end to the start. So this is how. Good. Should actually work. No, it doesn't create. Okay. Yes, because come on, yeah, index is completely different one. So yes, sorry, let vowels int equal to this one, yeah, and now what we change actually I and index in our vowels array, they are not the same, they are not anyhow connected. So the thing is that we created our vowels index, specific index for our accumulated vowels, and we are moving from the end, and every time we are replacing the character, we are moving one index less, and this way we always sequentially would go from the end to the start. About the complexity, so basically